Hey guys, it's Ashley, and today I'm going to be talking about how to add distress stains and distress inks to your layouts. So we're starting here with a 12 by 12 white cardstock by Basil, and this is distress ink, and it's Dusty Concord, and then that's the purple that I just put on my Ranger craft sheet. And then the other one is Broken China, and that is distress ink as well. And those are the two colors I'll use out of the inks that I have. And then the two stain colors that I'll be showing are Spun Sugar and Mustard Seed. So it looks like I'm going to mist those. And you could use any type of spritzer, anything that sprays water, really. And I wanted to start off with that blue, but I decided to go with the Spun Sugar instead. And just kind of lining it up along the page. I'm not doing anything technical. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because I'm not the most technical person. I just kind of go with it and hope that it turns out good. And the majority of the time, I like the way that it turns out. So, like I said, I started out with Spun Sugar and just lined it across my page in kind of an L shape. And then I go do the same thing with Mustard Seed. And I went ahead and made that a thicker line, just like the other color I used. And then going to, I guess, more of the bold colors, which don't show up, when you mix it with water, they really don't, they can show up as bold or as light as you want them to. So I'm using the Broken China now. And that really gives a good watercolor effect. And that's what I love about just these Tim Holtz inks, is because you can really do anything with them. If you don't want to go out and buy all the stains, you can just use the inks that are by Tim Holtz. And if you don't want to buy the inks, then you can use the stains. So that's why I like those particular inks. So now moving on to the Dusty Concord and making a similar L-shaped line. And you can really just do it. I mean, even if you don't have to do the corner like I'm doing, but you can just line it up at the bottom of the page, just in a straight line, and kind of like what you would do with washi tape. And I'll show that here in the right hand corner. I do a similar technique up there. So that's something you could do. Now I'm drying it just with my heat tool. And I'm sorry, my dog's scratching on the door right now, so it kind of distracted me. And I just turned it over just because, and I actually learned this from Christina Werner. I mean, it's probably pretty simple, but turning it over really does help with the warping because it'll kind of flatten back out. So now I'm moving on to Hero Art Shadow Ink, and it's the Mid-Tone Wet Cement, or Cement. I know, I say things weird sometimes. And so I also wanted to show how to stamp on, or what I do as far as when I stamp on the inks and the stains. So I'm using a Studio 112 cluster of flower stamps. Really, I don't even think it had a title on there, but so yeah, I just wanted to show, I was started out wanting to do black, and then I thought, no, these colors really turned out pretty subtle, so I decided to go with the lighter gray, and I really liked the way that it turned out. And I placed the picture on there because I wanted to see what it would be like when I ended up putting the picture on. So I'm stamping it 3 times, it looks like. I think I go back in though. And yeah, I do go back in, and I just add a little bit there in that corner. And I wiped some off because I didn't want it to overlap too much. So yeah, there we go. And just put that aside, and then here in a second, I'm going to move up to the right-hand corner and kind of just show something that I do. Typically, I don't do as much. I do a lot in one corner a lot of the times, and I don't do as much in the other corner, the diagonal corner. Just do it really subtle, just to kind of draw your eye over there. Like I said, I really am not the most technical person when it comes to scrapbooking. I like to just have fun with it. But I have seen a lot of people use the washi in the corner and things like that. So I really like that. And that's just washi tape from Michael's that I got for $1.50, I think. And I may have shown it on a haul video. I don't think I did though. And this is this arrow stamp came in a $1 stamp set. And so I went ahead and used that. I wasn't too crazy about the way that turned out. I think I was hoping that it would do something different, and it just didn't. So I I don't worry about it. I just went ahead and moved on. And I'm not going to do the full layout on this. What I'm going to do is just kind of show you where my thought process was going on this, and then kind of how I layer and how I was gathering things, and then I stop it before I finish it, and then I will show you guys the final layout at the very end. So I'm just kind of lining things up and pulling some strips of paper, and I'm tearing those strips of paper because I didn't want them to be too, I didn't want it to be a perfect, I guess, edge, because the paper bag isn't a perfect edge. So, and those letters will be colored here at the end. Here you go. You'll see the final. There it is. And if you guys have questions about the products that I use, I mean, I use a ton of different things from different stashes that I have. So just message me, and I'll be happy to tell you guys. But that's the finished layout, and main thing was just to show you guys those distress inks and those distress stains. Once I get going on the fast forwarding, I'll be able to show you more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys got a lot of really good ideas on how to use these inks.